I've been wanting to make a gil making guide for a long time. But I've come to believe that the nature of gil is a more important basic for people to understand. This is a guide on Final Fantasy XIV supply and demand. And this method can be used on any other MMO. I'm going to teach you the things that are common sense to that kind of person that just manages to be the richest person on every server that he goes to, regardless of MMO. Throughout this video, I'm going to say these words, and these are the most important words that you can hear. What do people want that they do not want to work for? What do people want that they do not want to work for? I can give you some examples right now, and these are suggested amongst guides. First off is crystals. You can mine up those crystals yourself. You spend a couple hours every day mining crystals. Or you could just buy them. An average price for a shard is 100. You know, and prices are going down. You know, as the expansion goes on, prices get cheaper. Now, I actually bought up as much crystals as I could before expansion. I actually had a lot more money than... No, I didn't. Yeah, I've got doubled my money. I spent like... $2 million. I spent $2 million on crystals pre-expansion, thinking that I was going to sell them. I didn't. I ran into the blockade of I can't sell that much stuff. Nobody's going to buy that off of me. I bought too much drugs. I couldn't peddle that much crystal, alright? I made that mistake. But I have like 2 million worth of crystals that I now just plan on like using to supply my FC when it gets big. But don't make that mistake. Don't invest too heavily into something. You want something reliable more than you want, you know, that greed. Now, another example is Materia. And this Materia is associated with gambling, because there's a mutamix function in the game where you can take 5 Materias and gamble and get a different Materia of a higher rank. Now, every single time that I've tried to do it, it has been overwhelmingly wasteful. Because you can even sell the small Materias for 1,000, and there's something hilarious that I'd love to show you. For a while, and this is a good example of the gambling addiction people had. People are selling this for 9,000. That might look like, you know, a bunch of cheapos being douchey, but for a while, at the top of the list were quick arm materials being sold for 30,000. 30k gil. That's 3 raid food items. End-game raid food items. For 1 quick arm materia. That's insane. Now, I can explain this. So, there's some people that are so greedy out there that it goes full circle. And they don't care about the price. They want the item more than anything. And there was these gamblers out there that believed that quick arm is the most useless materia. Therefore, nobody will want it. Therefore, it will be the cheapest. Therefore, I shouldn't waste time and I should insta-buy it off the market because the cheapest price is going to be at the top. And so people that were selling materias kind of figured out that people were just buying in mass quick arm materia regardless of the price. So people kept hiking the price. They kept hiking the price and it got too high. It was too high. They were abusing the gamblers. They were abusing the Mutamix gamblers, and the Mutamix gamblers, damn it, they wouldn't stop. For like an entire month, they kept purchasing these 30k quick arm materials, and it hurt me. I don't understand how that's possible, but it is simple. I understand now What do people want that they don't want to work for? How does a person's greed function? They wanted the Mew to mix it. They didn't care. They wasted all of their material. They wasted all of their shit, man. And it's a sad, sad tale. Now, if we go as an example, let's go to, you know, any other rank 1 materia. And I'm actually interested. Intelligence materia, you can't use it nowadays. I mean, unless they fix it. I mean, unless they changed it back. But stat materials you can't wear anymore. What is a good example? Well, you know, Heaven's Eye. Why not? It's a rank 1. Yeah, it seems that it's equalized. Oh yeah, this is the one. This is the one that you should buy. This was the one that will be the cheapest. I believe it's direct hit. It's determination. Yeah, that's the new one for Mutamix. Now, there's also minions. You can get minions from maps. You know, if you really want to observe the prices of something as a hobby, you can observe the prices of minions and buy low, sell high. It'll take a while. Now, you can see what minions people want based on the heart next to the name. You can see the demand for it. Now, we also have food. I mentioned raid food. This is the de facto selling point. When people think of what to sell, and you know, the meta for guild making changes, it does. But a tried and true, reliable method that won't ever truly abandon you is Culinarian. What do the raiders want? They want good DPS. How do they get it? By making sure they eat their raid food. Do they want to spend 100 hours leveling Culinarian? Or do they just want to spend 10k on some raid food? They want to spend 10k, that's right. Well, to an entrepreneur, they'd rather spend 100 hours and then sell that 10k forever. To the person who's purchasing, it's a good deal. What do people want that they don't want to work for? Now, I've learned something else that I can share, and I thought this was like a lot more valuable than it actually was. I've got like 100 fine wax, and I can't manage to sell it fast enough, so I'm willing to share my method nowadays. I'm not as into this game as I used to be. But I'm going to show you what I did. And I recommend this to anybody that has just finished Realm Reborn, that's looking to get their first million. Go in here, grab the key, and I noticed the loot tables changed. I'm concerned about that. This might not be how you get fine wax anymore. But, you know, you get 3 from a drop. And they typically sell for you know, 10k. For a while they sold for 20k. So one run of this would get me 60k if I could sell it. And that was great. I would speedrun this dungeon. And it's almost over. There we go. this chest previously held fine wax. Seems that nowadays the loot tables have changed. But what you can take from this is there's stuff you can find in dungeons easily. And that's the end of that run. You can easily find certain things in dungeons that people don't know about. And they don't want to go do that. They'd rather just buy it. There's also airships. People want to, craft airships, but the requirements for crafting are so high that people misjudge, how expensive it is, and they'll buy, whatever they need that they can't get themselves, and they end up spending a lot of money because they get dedicated to the cause of, it's like, oh, well, I already started buying this stuff. I already started buying pieces to the airship. I can't stop now. And I mentioned before greed. Before it was gambling. Now it is, oh, I've already invested my money. I can't stop investing. It's about manipulating people's greed. They shouldn't be so greedy, is the morality behind it. So you could sell airship parts like rose gold ingots, dark steel ore, if you wanted to. You could do your own research, Google all of the, the different stuff that would be in an airship, and then sell that stuff. Or you could craft, if you have the resources, you could craft the airship yourself and then sell the airship whole, or what have you. What do people want that they do not want to work for? That is the lesson of supply and demand and the nature of Gil in Final Fantasy XIV. P.S. Maps are very amazing and great. You can do those too. And you should. With your guild. Together.